You got credit today. I got a great note from my sub. I hope that everything went well. How did the videos go for y'all?
What? What is the...
What now? Okay, I'm getting a lot of what. What's the question?
What was the homework?
The homework was pages 13, 14, and 15, numbers 4 through 16, and then 19 through 25 is correct. Okay, so have the book open so that you can take a look at it. So, we're talking about fill in the blanks. You have a quiz on Friday. I just made the quiz today. Your first 5 questions are going to be writing. It's not, oh, I can solve it. It's going to be writing questions. I'm not telling you what the first question is. I would never do that. But what are the 3 undefined terms of geometry? You should know these right off the top of your head.
Point, line, plane.
Points, lines, and planes. And I almost think of the 3 undefined terms almost like the different realms that God has created. Okay? So we have the earthly realm. We have the spiritual realm. We have the heavenly realm. Okay? Like when you really digest the Bible, you start seeing how the angels are kind of functioning in all the realms. It's interesting. Somebody who's new to it, I'm finding a lot of correlation between geometry especially with the planes and how we can't really define what this is. And then I'm looking at these realms where I can't quite put my head to them. So those are things that I'm battling through and trying to see. But your first several questions will include writing things. So if you have great notes, you're going to be fine. Okay. Number 4, 3 non-collinear points lie in exactly one plane. What are non-collinear? What does it mean when we say non-collinear?
They're not in a straight line.
Not on the same line. Non-collinear means not on the same line. And the reason why I want you to have your books open is so that way you can look and say, man, did I do the wrong question? What's going on? Number 5, 2 planes are either parallel or intersect in exactly a line. The ceiling and this intersect in a line. Every plane is either intersecting and forming a line, or they're parallel and they'll never intersect.
Yeah.
What's the only other thing that's not parallel? If it's not parallel, it is called what? And it's 2 lines that never intersect, but are in different planes. It's one of my favorite words. Go ahead. Skew! 2 lines don't have to be parallel and intersect. So if 2 lines don't intersect, you need to ask yourself, are they in the same plane? Am I drawing well in my notebook? I don't know. Sometimes we're drawing really well in our notebooks. Or just shading in our notebooks.
What?
There you go. I'm just trying to get your attention. That's all. Okay, so number 5 are planes. Number 6, an infinite number of lines can intersect in one point. 4 non-coplanar points determine space. I told you that's not the most important. Number 8. Oh, was this last? I don't think this was last night's homework. But we're still going to go over it. The sub should have gone over this. Did the sub go over this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Why didn't somebody correct me and say, hey, Mr. H, you're going over the wrong thing? I'm sorry, y'all. We should be going over page 21 and 22, I believe. Yes, we should be going over 21 and 22, numbers 1 through 14 and 39 through 42.
1 through 14.
I'm sorry, page 21 and 22 and 39 through 42. So you should have already gone over that on Friday with your sub, with the sub. Are we good now?
We didn't go over that with the sub.
Wait, some of you were saying yes, you went over it with the sub.
No,
Sorry.
It was the 4th to 16, 4th to 16, 19 through 25 that we went over with the sub.
Yeah, that's what we were just going over again.
Yeah, that, but we didn't go.
Right, so now we're on page 21 and 22. Now we're going to go over the homework that you were supposed to do last night. Okay, so number,
What if you didn't?
just copy it down. So what, may I ask why you didn't do it?
I forgot.
Okay. Number 1, use proper notation to name each figure. So letter A should have the line symbol with 2 arrowheads, X, Y. B should be CD with an open circle and an arrowhead. C should be a ray, TS. So C should look like this. And D is segment MN. Okay, questions on how to notate. Number 2, how many disjoint sets are formed on line AD by point C? We're skipping that one. Don't worry about it. Number 3, what is the endpoint of ray BC? B. Point B is the ray. There's the endpoint for that ray. Okay? Number 4, explain why ray BC and ray BD are the same ray. So let's see it. So here we have this whole line that has point A, B, C, D. So you have ray BC and ray BD. Okay, so we're looking at this. This says ray BC starts at B and goes through C and continues to go. So why is ray BD the same thing? Well, if it starts at B and goes through, oh wait a minute, what did it pass through?
C.
So that's the same ray, it's including all of the same points. Number 6, name AC, ray AC in 2 other ways. Ray AB and ray AD. Name 2 half lines. Half line BA and half line BD. Questions on 2 through 7. Or 1 through 7. Okay, number 8. Is F between C and K? Yes, because they are all collinear, and it's in between them. What other points is F between? Points L and point M. Is B between L and M? No, because they are not what? Collinear. To be between, they need to be collinear. Name 2 pairs of opposite rays. Ray FL and ray FM. Ray FK and ray FC. Those are opposite because they go in opposite directions. Number 12, are ray FB and ray FM opposite rays? No, because they are not what? Collinear. 13, S1 and S2 are the half planes, and the edge is line K. Do we have any questions on 1 through 14?
Could you repeat 11?
Yes, so ray FL and ray FM are opposite. So are ray FK and ray FC. I like this one. Okay, questions? Okay, so then you also had, and I'm going back to my computer because I'm exhausted, guys. 39 through 42. Number 39. State another name for angle 1. You have 2 different ways you can name it. Okay, and this is important. So if I say angle AFC or angle CFA, you should have those written. If you just have the 3 letters without the angle, it's not going to be marked correct. Okay, make sure that we're focusing on the board and writing down the correct answers. Okay, obviously it's going to be on camera, but name a point on the interior of angle CFE. The only point that's on the interior is point D.
What question were we at?
That was number 40.
Okay.
Number 41, name a point on the exterior of angle AFC. Both D or E are on the outside of that angle. Exterior being outside.
D or E.
D or E, yep. And number 42, name 3 angles that have ray FA as a side. Angle AFC, angle AFD, angle AFE. Could I call it angle EFA? Sure, as long as the vertex, that F, is in the middle.
AFC, AFD, and what?
AFE. What questions do we have?
Here, put that again.
What?
On 42.
This. Angle AFC, angle AFD, and angle AFE. Okay. So there was no video for this. This is all, that's not correct. This is all new. So get your notebooks out. are there any questions about what you guys did on Friday? Okay? If you have good notes, if you haven't watched the video and taken good notes, you need to do so. If you need to go back and watch the beginning of this video so that you can see the homework, y'all do it, okay? I'm trying to make sure that I don't block. I like having this here. So it is officially September, and we are doing angle/segment addition. Okay? Addition is the key there. We're going to be adding things up to form a full segment, or we're going to be adding two angles up to form a bigger angle. So here's what's first. Every point can correspond to a number on a number line. Okay? That's easy. Okay? Because think about it. You have been dealing with a number line since you were in elementary school. And you've seen a point above the number 2. You've seen a point above -4. Like, we've done number lines, okay? So, watch this. Here's my example. And this is going to be the example for a bunch of questions. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to want to have this. Did I take attendance? Somebody tells me I took attendance, because I've already gotten a couple phone calls. Yeah, I did. Look at me being a rock star. Okay? So, here's what I'm going to do. So right now, tell me what corresponds with A. What number corresponds with A?
-5.
Yep. A is -5. What about B? -1. Somebody else. C.
-3. Or +3.
3. D.
4.
4. E.
7.
7. Okay, so we know where they're at. Now. So, length is not a segment. Length is not a segment. So, here's the questions. You ready? AD equals. Ooh, Mr. H, you don't have a segment of market. That's right. I'm not saying the segment AD. I'm asking for the length. If it does not have a segment mark over it, we're looking for a numerical calculation. To do this, we subtract. But we're going to subtract in an absolute value. So we say -5 minus 4. -5 minus 4 is the absolute value of -9, which means the length of AD is 9. How can I check that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that hard? Okay. Me too. Okay. These are on yours. Find the length. Try not to just count. Try to use the absolute value subtraction. Go. You're finding the length. So notice how it doesn't have segment marks over it. You're finding the length of each. So write them down. Find them out. start checking your answers in a second. Okay. So, what happened? This is the only one that might be a little bit confusing because it was -5 minus what b was, because it's just the subtracting. So don't just say -5 minus 1, that's not what it is. It's -5 minus the -1. What questions do we have on those? Anybody? Okay. So, let's see if I can get a different. If you have a highlighter, you're going to want to highlight something. Highlight 2 and 3. May I erase over here?
Yeah.
Congruent segments have the same length. So, right now, we have two that have the same length. Segment CE and segment AB. We know that this is 4. We know this is 4. How do we know? Because we kind of did it, right? Those segments have the same length from this example over here. Everybody with me? Cooper, you with me, man?
Yeah.
Are you?
For the most part.
Okay, no, let's go back. Do you understand how I got CE wasn't 4?
Not really.
Okay, that's fine. So up here, I find the order. I find the number. What was C?
3.
I say 3 minus the other point, which is,
7.
and it's always absolute value. So the absolute value of because 3 minus 7 is -4. Do you know what absolute value is?
No, but that sounds really easy now.
Okay, the absolute value, whatever's inside, you make it positive. So here was -9. The absolute value of -9 is 9. The absolute value of -4 is 4. The absolute value of -4 is 4. Yes, ma'am.
This could be totally wrong. Well, never mind.
No, please.
I'm asking a question. I thought that when it was like absolute value like that, it was like inside. I thought like everything inside turned positive.
So when you simplify it, so you have to do the grouping symbols first. Absolute values are grouping symbols.
Okay.
So you remember how in algebra you learned order of operations, grouping
Yeah.
symbols, exponents, multiply, divide. These are grouping symbols.
Yeah.
Do everything inside first,
Oh, I thought like
then do the absolute value.
I thought that everything changed like even
Nope.
when like you're doing.
That's a great question.
Part.
Okay, so does everybody understand what Lucy's saying? She's like, hey, this negative should be a positive right away. No. Keep them the way they are.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Are they also called quantities?
What?
The
Absolute values? No.
not quantities.
No.
Also, is it always gonna be subtraction?
Yes, for the length, we're always doing subtraction.
Okay.
Okay? So now, CE is 4, AB is 4. Those are congruent segments. We show they're congruent here if it didn't have the 4 with a tick mark. If they have the same number of tick marks, they are exactly the same. Another way to say this is segment CE is congruent to segment AB. This is the congruent symbol. Write this down. Okay? So this means congruence. Segment CE is congruent to segment AB. Okay. We good here?
No, that's one still.
No, that's fine. Esther, you alright?
Trying to not fall asleep. By
Me too. Okay. I'll give you like 30 more seconds. And I'll get going. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Time! Okay, here we go. So,
Do not give me a
are you guys
heart
awake
attack,
now?
please.
Okay, so I'm going to erase this. May I erase
I'm
this?
wide awake now.
May I erase this over here?
Yes.
Yeah, but you gave me a gosh darn heart attack.
I didn't. You're alright. Here we go. So,
I'm not gonna be like afterwards. I'm gonna be traumatized.
if we have a segment A, B, with M in the middle. Okay?
Is this still so congruent? Is this still congruent?
So if it has tick marks, does that mean congruent?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. What's congruent?
The same.
It means the same, so what two segments are congruent?
A
A.
and then B.
They're all the same.
Segment AM is congruent to segment BM. But segment AB has M in the middle. Now watch this. M is called the, it's in the middle. What should we name the middle point?
The
Median?
median.
Good, I like that, but it's called the midpoint. Means cuts a segment in half. A midpoint cuts a segment in half. So, ready? M is a midpoint. AB equals 20. Find AM, find MB.
Hey?
A-M,
So, M is a midpoint. What's the length of the entire segment?
20,
What does a midpoint do? It does what?
10,
What's 10?
the midpoint. From like A-M is
Oh, so you're saying from A to M is what?
10.
10,
Because it cuts it in half.
yeah,
What about M to B?
10.
10,
Oh. Because midpoint cuts it in half. If I know the whole thing is 20 divided by 2. Have I lost anybody yet?
not quite.
AM equals 10.
Yep, and so does MB. Why? Because it's the midpoint, it cuts it in half. Yes, ma'am.
I won.
Okay. With this one?
Yeah.
Okay. You have that M is called the midpoint, and a midpoint is something that cuts a segment in half, right? Okay. May I erase this,
Oh,
Lucy?
I understand.
Are you sure?
Because I was just confused with like the numbers, but then
Okay.
I realized like the whole thing is 20 and then half is.
Okay, let's do another one. Okay, you ready? Segment AB is congruent to segment CD. AB equals 16. CD equals 4x. What is x?
That's a 4.
Copy this down. Please don't shout out answers, okay? but I'm glad you're awake. I said, but I'm glad you're awake. So just copy this down and then don't do anything, and I'm going to walk you through this. Okay. So I'm going to draw. There's AB. And I know AB is 16. Here's CD. I know this is 4x. I also know that these are congruent, which means that they have the same what?
Length.
Length. So 16 equals what?
AB.
Well, 16 is AB.
4x.
Oh, because those have the same length. They're equal. Can we solve this equation?
Yeah.
Okay. Esther, you already told me. You knew it before I did anything. What was it?
4.
4. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 4. Oh, man. We have to do math in this class? Yes. Okay, let's do another one. Can we do another one? All right, I'm going to let you copy that. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to erase this. And listen, I'm going to cut the lesson real differently than I had planned. We're not going to get through nearly as much as I thought. So it's going to adjust the homework. I'll change it in Canvas, but don't worry about that, okay? So let's do this. Okay. So I want you all working together to do this. Talk it over. AC is 75. We have a whole thing. This portion and this portion are collinear, right? So this portion and this portion form the whole thing. Listen again, this is my tip to you. This part and this part together form it all. Go ahead. I'm going to give you as long as you
Time
think.
is 12:06.
Ew. That was like scary.
It is 12:06.
I got it.
I'll be right back. Kate, this is on, so if you guys start talking about me.
Okay, well, I think I did.
Okay, go ahead. Talk it over.
37.5.
So yeah, it's, here's the constant. AB is half of AC and AC is 75 and BC. Oh, that's not in the middle, is it?
No, I don't think they're aligned.
This is so.
So do you have to do like one side first and then the other? So like 6
I have
x.
those.
Yeah, I don't know. Guys, what the actual heck was that though? What just said that?
12:06.
We need to find time.
Yes.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes apiece. Where do you go?
The bathroom. Do you want to know what's for lunch today?
Pizza.
No, it's not. It's Tuesday.
It's
No,
the
it's
first
pizza.
day- it's the first day of the week for free day.
What's tomorrow?
So do we need to do like 6x minus 1 or like 5x? Like, are we supposed to be solving like each side?
I have no idea.
Well, it says find AB and find BC, so we need to do.
Okay, so here's what I want to do first. No, I'm going to give you a little bit of help, but I'm going to stop and then let you guys keep working.
Okay.
Somebody help me set up an equation. set up the equation that we need to set up first to find A, B, and B, C. Because what do we have to solve for first?
X.
Okay, so what's the equation?
6x minus
6x minus 1.
1 equals 5x plus 2.
Well, this isn't a midpoint. We only know that this part
Equals
and
5.
this part, all of this is what?
The same. Like it all equals. A equals 75.
So it's
split
this part,
plus that part.
oh, plus this part. Equals 75. Oh, now we have an equation. Do you understand why? Like, let's stop. Do you understand why this part and this part, the whole thing, this is the angle addition, or segment addition. This segment plus this segment equals the whole thing. Okay. That's right. Let's find x. Go. Did you already solve?
Huh?
Have you already solved this?
No, I was thinking about it.
Okay. Like thinking about trying to solve it or just thinking about it?
Thinking about it.
I'm just thinking about it.
Yep.
What time are we done? Oh my gosh. We're almost done. This might be the last problem. So I'm going to... Did I have this one? Because you might be able to use it. Okay, here we go. Let's solve this equation. You ready? First step, find the balance point. Step 2, distribute. Do we need to? Step 3, combine like terms on the same side. Do we have like terms on the same side?
Yeah.
What?
6x and 5x.
6x and what?
5x.
And what?
Mm-hmm.
Positive 5x.
Thank you.
Mr. 5x.
Yep, there it is. 6x plus 5x is 11x's. Do we have other like terms? What?
-1 + 10.
-1 plus 10. -1 plus 10 is positive 9. Equals 75. Well, this is a two-step equation. Have we solved these? Is this stuff that we had on our quiz? Yeah. Move the constant to the opposite side by subtracting 9. That gives me 66 equals, this is the additive inverse, 11x. Divide by 11. Uh-oh. 6. X equals 6. Oh, good, we sound X! Yay! Oh, crud. Why? That's not what it asks us for. It says find AB, find BC. How do we do that?
Oh, so
What do we have to do? It's an S word. It's what I had on Friday. What did I substitute in? What does X equal?
6.
So in here, this is now 6 multiplied by 6 minus 1.
36.
Minus 1 is?
35 almost.
So AB's 35. 5 multiplied by 6 plus 10. That's 30 plus 10, which is?
40.
Oh my.
This is why we're spending another day on this, and then another day on this. What questions do you have? Now, go to page 27 real quick. The homework says 3 through 20. You're not doing 3 through 20. You are doing 3 through 14. Okay? It's just asking about lengths or what the number is. Okay? So this isn't, you're not even doing equations. You're just looking at the number line and telling me the length. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, so you have 5 minutes, I'd get to work. Well, you have 3 minutes, I'd get to work. So the homework is page 27, 3 through 14. Why do I feel like that went really quick? Love you, kiddos.